Conversations with Kenni. It's your boy GT, the guitar man. Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Conversations with Kenni. It's great to be back on this wonderful edition of the show. Today on the show, we'll be talking music. We'll be going to beats in Nigeria. We'll be going to music. We'll be going to B-body and those kind of stuff. And today, I have with me here in the Conversations with Kenni studios, I have with me the phenomenal K-Solo.
What do you mean by B-body?
Dance. It's great to have you on the show.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's I've been watching the episodes you've been having over the time, and you're really doing good. And
thank you.
It's nice being here.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. So let's just cut to the chase. So you were recently inducted, as a member of the Grammy. When I saw it on Instagram, I was very excited. How do you feel about it?
Basically, the Recording Academy is the highest, in the world, and the most reputable. So if you ask me, I feel over the times people have called me and like, yeah, what happened with you and Headies? And I'm like, I don't know. It's not my business, I see Headies as I see it as a business, and I also see it as an avenue to actually give heads up to people who are actually doing well, But if Queso does not fall into that category for them, and that's not a problem to me, because over the years I've talked about it, but I just want to say this too again. I don't know how you as a producer will produce the best song of the year, the best artist of the year too again. That same artist is in almost like 5 categories for all the songs you produced, and the producer cannot be
nominated.
And you know what I'm saying? So it's funny, but whichever way it is, this actually paid off for every other one. A friend in Kenya that works at MTV Base, she pulled me up and like that, my catalog was checked through and all that, and it's the greatest for me. It pays off for any awards that people feel that
I've been
robbed off, So being part of the Grammys is a major one for me, and I'm very happy.
Congratulations. I wish we had the shekere. Or my handbands, my shekere. But let's talk about, because I feel that right now in the industry, I feel you're not getting your flowers. Do you feel that way too?
I don't feel that way. You know why I don't feel that way? I don't feel that way because the world revolves and change. And now, when we started, there was no much avenue for us to document what we do. Now we just started documenting it. And the generation we have right now is a generation that does not even take time to read. They don't do research. They are not interested in it. It's a long process for them. So that's the reason why I don't feel about that. But if it was in a part of if it was not Nigeria, some other country like America and the rest, the kids want to study. They want to know more about this person. You get what I'm saying? People DM me from America. Now, funny enough, it was the Americans that let me know that there was a K-Solo that existed before.
Yes, online.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now Nigerians don't have that time. So I don't feel bad about it. You get what I'm saying? But the few ones that see the way I'm being carried, get into my DM. A lot of them do their Google search and all that and get to know who I am. So I don't feel a type of way about it, because it's the kind of generation we live in. They are all concerned about let's make money. They're not interested in, I would have given an example, but I don't want to take too much time in my conversations today. I just want to be very sharp about it, So I don't feel a type of way about it, because it's the kind of generation we live in that do not do research. They don't have time. They are too broke. In
their mind.
Yeah, so they lack this emotional intelligence in terms of going after. Let's know this person. You see somebody with 1 million followers, and some people will come and say like, maybe that follower is bought, and in my head, like, how you wake up in your head in your life, I want to buy 1 million followers. How do you want to get the money to even do that? That's one. And two, when you see me put up content and all that on my posts, the kind of people you see under my comment section to tell you who I am,
true.
But they don't see that far. Just use maybe one OG or maybe one Yahoo boy too, So, but it's a major one. But in the real sense of it, I know that's why few of us now have been doing documentations. That's the reason why this is actually existing too, where I'm seated. So you document a whole lot. We didn't document when we were growing. Most of our documentation was attached to newspapers. Then, so but now I set up the camera myself. I give you stories of what has gone down. So when you're missing anything, you can go back and check.
Okay, so talking about documentation, I'm tempted to ask you. So you've produced one of the biggest songs from Angel of My Life to Timaya's, some of Timaya's, the songs on Timaya's hit albums.
Yes.
You produced them, but would you say you have regrets about those things not being documented as it ought to right now?
It's documented now. It wasn't documented before. They are all documented now, and the good part of it is the person behind that before is still existing and is still buzzing. So you have no option than to document it. Plus the fact that he is already documenting it, and this is also part of documentation. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
You get what I'm saying? So it's been there already. So you check out my catalog, you see this album produced K Solo, that first 3, 4, 5 album produced K Solo. You see all that. So it's on documentation, but this still beats back to what I said earlier. We're in a generation that doesn't read. We're a generation that see a story and just read the headliner and walk away. But they forget that headliner is just supposed to capture the caption.
Get attention.
You understand?
Yeah.
But what is in the storyline is not even related to the caption.
Fantastic. True.
So we're in that generation. So I don't think there's any reason for anybody to actually feel a type of way or feel, oh, bro, we move on that. But the real sense of it is, for the new ones coming, it's good for you to do your research. Do these things. It was very good for you. One day you definitely gonna need it. Okay,
before we go on a short break, I want to ask you, you spoke about awards in Nigeria earlier when you started, just made a subtle mention about awards in Nigeria. Do you think awards in Nigeria are just like our elections? Do you think they are free? Do you think they are fair? Do you think they are... Because, for example, now, has the Headies ever nominated you?
I told you before, Headies has never nominated all the artists I've produced.
Wow.
From the Normalos, late Normalos, I produced just one single hit song for him. Then it was called Let Them Say, was nominated and won an award. You get? Also, the same thing with Paul Play, the same thing with Clever J, the same thing with the late Kefi, the same thing with...
You produced Kokoroko.
Yes. With the same thing with Timaya. All my artists have always gotten, what they call it, Headies nominations, and they've all won. You understand? So happens the producer, but me, I don't care. Because I've been part of that industry whereby I don't. Let me use the word. I don't leak. I don't look people's bottom. I've always believed in my job, and this is the vibe I give to my artists that give them that strong belief too as well. Every artist I work with in my life, from Timaya, when you see Timaya's energy, people wonder where it comes from. Check back. It's an energy that I carry. So I pass it on to every artist that I want. Kokoroko is a gospel artist. She's the first gospel artist that the song blew and was playing in the club back to back. So there's this energy we carry that you can't beat. So I feel that there's a lot of feeling about it, but I don't care. But if back to the question you asked about all this, if it is credible or not, my one answer is simple. This is a business.
We go on a short break. When we come back from the break, the conversation will continue. We still have K Solo here. Take it away. We'll be right back.
What does success mean to you? To a singer, success is about selling out a concert and having hit songs. To a filmmaker, success is about fans raving about his or her blockbuster movie. To an entrepreneur, success is about converting prospects into lifelong customers. For us at Visibility Solutions Media, our success is when we help you successfully tell your story and win in the marketplace. We produce videos that matter, media campaigns that sell, content that puts your brand in the spotlight. In short, we are the one your brand needs today and forever. Visit us at vsmpr.com or call 0805 468 0266.
Hi guys, welcome back from the break. This is the Conversations with Kenny and Seyi with me here, the phenomenal K Solo. Yes, now let's talk about music production right now in Nigeria. I feel the sounds I've asked you these questions like in the past, but I need us to capture these thoughts on camera. So I feel the sounds are, this guy does do copy and paste. It's like they're using the same template.
You already said it. I don't think there's any major thing I want to make in it. It's sad that when we started, it was not just not a competition. It was about taking our music to the next level, and that's the reason why somebody like Konga can be on tour in UK right now, because the sounds are evergreen.
I heard that it's a new song.
You get what I'm saying?
The one you posted on Instagram.
Yes.
It's different, but fans are actually, so there's a challenge with Nigerian fans. It's like they usually want artists to just stick to one style.
You don't bother about Nigerian fans when you're doing music. Like I said, if you listen to what I said before now, I am that kind of person that create a legacy in music. So when your push is attached to the fan, they direct you into a wrong direction. Like, imagine an artist that a fan that is listening to a Whiskey right now with Davido and is loving Davido, wants you to sound like a Davido. That's not you. You get what I'm saying? It might be hard for you to sink you into them, but consistency always makes you stand at the end of the day. Just the way we are doing this, somebody come and like, have you seen that podcast? I beg, a lot of people are doing podcasts now. But in the real sense of it, the tendency for you to keep this continual push and having crazy nuggets on it will make you stand at the end of the day. So the boys are not doing well. They are not. What I mean, they are not doing well, not in a bad sense. They are very lazy. Let me use that word. Very lazy in the sense that they've made jobs even easy for DJs. DJs will tell you this too. A DJ comes to play in an event and he closes his eyes and play. He thinks he's actually a guru. No, because he's playing on the same MPS.
What's MPS?
That's the tempo. So he can close his eyes and play like 28 songs at a row. He doesn't even have the stress in trying to balance the beat. Like the old DJs will go through that stress for you to say, okay, this is a proper DJ. So anybody can even be a DJ because the producers have made it very easy. And now the worst part is this: they run zero to the same sound, the same EQ, everything is the same. So it is actually burying the industry. It's burying the industry every day. You can't hear a sound and say this is different. That is the reason why somebody like Flavor breaks out anytime, because it's not on that level. That's why you can hear Flavor say do song like it's not what you're listening to every day. But you see these boys do everything the same way every day, and they are killing the industry.
They also noticed, if you look at these cases of Japiano, you see that it's different. But I've also realized that people are also trying. I've heard producers trying to make that.
It's a major cause in Nigeria. I don't know how long we can break it. Once somebody kicks off something like this, they will perish it before they let it go. You style something like this right now, they will perish it. They will drown it for you before they let it go. They are so lazy. Nigerians are too lazy. Nigeria love money, but very lazy set of people. You understand? They are never ready to let me start something new. And when somebody wants to start something new, you see them, they will break the head out of the person. Like, you will feel like, this thing is not working. It took me a whole long time to convince some people, like, you see what you're doing, keep doing it. You do not need to have all the old fans. Once you're able to have like 20 fans will convince another 20. That's 40. 40 will convince another 40. That's 80. That's how to be. See, when you understand business, how it runs, because outside just music, people just feel Keso is a music person. Good, I'm a business person, okay? So I know how we sell brands, how we sell music, how we can make this brand sound, sit. So when you come into this job and you feel like, I have so much money, I want to drop, I want to blow in a minute, you miss it out because you're going to be doing the same thing. But when you have a talent and you know your original stars is original, there's a way we sell it. Now, if you have a song as an artist, you want to promote a song, I sit down and do a dialogue with you. There are plenty of radios on there. We have so many radio stations on the airwaves.
Yeah.
I listen to your song, I tell you this song will not fly on this radio. It will fly on this radio. You have some songs that if you go take it to Beat FM, you are wasting your time.
Because that sound is not
take that sound to Faji FM. In less than 3 days, the song will be number one. You will play shows in areas like Osun, Kwara, Ibadan, because they have a lot of fan bases around. They listen to that radio, and they can find a base to solidify on your sound on that area. But when you are forcing your sound to sit in Beat FM that is listening to a couple of set of
Demographic,
people,
yeah.
you understand, that does not live a shore of the highland. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why is, you get what I'm saying? They have
Yeah, I
their
feel-
fan base. I'm not saying they don't too, but you can't force your sound on such. So you must find your bearings. This is what has actually solidified me for a very long time.
Okay, talking about sound,
Yeah.
some artists are sounding alike, and I'll mention names. I want to get opinion about it. Seyi Vibes and Asake.
Mm.
I want. What's your opinion about?
I don't think they sound alike. What I think is because they have similar genre of approach to music. Now she is doing more of Yoruba music, and Asake is doing more of Yoruba too, but it's a little different because he has a lot of English into his.
Asake.
No, Asake, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and there's these redos, there's this rudiments, there's this Yoruba what they call it? Adage they add into their sound, so it makes them similar, but their voice texture is different, their kind of production is different. Asake does more of amapiano, and Seyi Vibe does not do more of an amapiano. Seyi Vibe flows on any kind of sound.
Okay, so are you trying to say Asake is not flexible with his sound?
Yeah.
Because the second album,
I don't think Asake is not flexible. Asake is even more flexible, but Asake is creating a name for himself.
okay,
It's what, it's like an Asha. If you know Asha, you know Asha can do any kind of music. But Asha created this traditional kind of music for herself, and she's fitting into that setting because she wants to be original. If you know Seun Kuti's son, you will know that he's a crazy jazz player. But because there's a niche of Afrobeat in his genre, and this is where he wants to be seen, he creates everything around that circle. So Asake is doing the same thing for himself. If you know Asake before, Asake they sing, Asake they rap. And Asake is not a new boy. So I don't see the reason why people will compare Asake with Seyi Vibes. Seyi Vibes is a new kid, even in age. See, there's a lot, no matter how much you want to do it, even if somebody, let me use this word, if somebody's stupid, you have been stupid for 45 years, and somebody is just 25 years old, you cannot be as stupid as someone that is stupid for 45 years old. The level of stupidity will be higher than the other one.
One is more an experienced stupid person.
Yes, what I'm saying.
The other
So
person.
that's the truth. So you can't merge them together. Asake is more experienced than Seyi Vibes. Seyi Vibes is doing what people love to hear. And don't forget, Seyi Vibes has this touch of the Islamic kind of touch in his music. So it eats in, because in a very long time, the Islam, that religious part of thing, which has been one of the major problems in Nigeria, has never had a major one around them. Some of like the Igbos too. When Igbos release a song, when someone from Igbo releases a song, they carry it so bad because they actually do not see many of their kind in the mainstream.
Exactly.
So these are facts that people do not always want to talk about. Check about Nigeria. Who are the number one top Afrobeat players? All Yoruba boys and girls. You get what I'm saying? So when they see one, they jump at it the same way they are jumping at Asake. And Asake, in a touch of all he's doing as well, he has some of the tracks religious prayers. And Nigeria, there's so much problem in this atmosphere. Like if we are talking right now, like in the course of my conversation, like if I just say, as we are talking, everybody's watching me, God will bless you. Psychologically, somebody watching us, I will say, amen.
Amen.
So it's that build. So I can't meddle them together. I can't put them together. People are actually doing that. If you ask me, I must probably say they are doing it for business. They're trying, when Don Jazzy brought out Ira Star, and they are doing a merge of Ira Star and Tiwa.
Savage.
It's
Abba.
still now.
Abba.
So they are doing that for market and business strats, but outside that, Igimuji no sorry.
Okay, I'll ask some more questions, but let me get a bit personal. So, before I go into that, you are seen on Tunde Not blog a lot. Is it a strategy for you?
I do not want to say it right now on this place, but people they still don't wonder how somebody in America is sleeping and his page is bopping, is posting. What if I'm the one who handles his page in the morning? Just a thought for anybody to go think about. That's one. Then two, have people ever thought about it where when I drop a comment on that page, it's always at the top, even when it's not pinned. That's another thought for people to go think about. Then the third part is this: if you see it as a market strategy, maybe. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe, because a lot of people are on that page, and undeniably, Tunde's page is one of the biggest page in Africa. In fact, is the number is if it's not the second on the ranking on the algorithm of Instagram in Africa, Tunde is number one. You get what I'm saying? And on that page, you find so many people. You find the Gen Zs, they are there. So for those Gen Zs that do not know who K-Solo is, basically, finally, I don't even run it. Because as we speak now, maybe if you open my page, if there's a post drop, if a post drops right now, you probably see my comment on it. Now the wild part of it is that page is being run by Gen Z too. My page.
Fantastic.
It's being run by Gen Z. Because in the real sense of it, this is part of what I think about for people. A lot of celebrities have isolated themselves. The music industry is changing. The world is becoming extremely global in social sphere. You are working in the studio. I am 247 in the studio working. Either I'm doing music or I'm doing adverts. You know, and plus added to the value of that, I do IT. During COVID, I went to IT. You know, so I manage a lot of brands on the low. You get what I'm saying? So I'm always busy. So how do my page function when nobody's handling it? So I have an handler handling it. You know, so and how do you make that page work? According to Instagram algorithm, when your page is on in a spot for I think 3 days, you know, like over 48 hours, it automatically freezes, like go into hibernation. Like that's why a lot of people say I've been shadow banned. They use that word in the wrong way. That's what happened. You just go into sleep. So, but when your page is active, it makes that page work actively. So that's what it's all about, basically. So for every artist that or social person that feels like I can't comment, I beg. It did too childish. Yo.
Yo.
Your music is actually blowing because that's why you can probably get in shows. But when you get to a point, you will be on that page and it will be hard for you to revive that dead page. Some people post like once in 6 months, 8 months. You like it or not, Alamde is facing it right now. You can, if you are back today and you post, it will generate so much algorithm. But after that time, it comes back down. You know, so because you've not been active on it. The Instagram works in a way whereby, have you watched that? If you open your Instagram and today you check on phones, in the next 2 days, it will keep bringing you pages of people selling phones.
Yes.
So some people feel like, they are watching us, so they are doing this. It's the algorithm, how it works. It functions directly how you function. That's how it works. So it's not the time to teach about that. But basically, social media, that's what I do. It's on purpose. It's on purpose because you can't have that number of followers and friends and you cannot be active. It's on purpose. And if you watch out, you probably see it only most times on Tunde Headnut. You will hardly see me on other blogs.
Food for thought. Okay, so final question. What are your thoughts on afrobeats right now? What would be your advice for...
You wanted to ask something personal before? Are you done?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. Because I have so many questions. I'm just trying to be time conscious. Because if they leave us there, I feel they run down 1 hour. Still they go. But okay, before I ask my final question, let's talk about blogging. You mentioned in blogging recently.
It's actually blogging. Okay, I'll call it blogging, but not major blogging like it should be. You know, I found out that I have a lot of my algorithm is very high, and I have a lot of people coming to my DM, bro. Please, can you help me post? Can you help? Even a lot of the celebrities, I don't want to mention their names, they come and please, can you help me post? I just released a new song. I beg help us drop them for your page too. Most time they come with people that call themselves agents, but you know at the end of the day, they actually know that you have. That's why they're coming. You know, so in the middle of it, I agreed to post one before, and that one was saying that, bro, can I drop your account? I say, for what? It's not to just assist. I say, bro, anyhow, just drop. And they are dropping an account, and somebody's crediting me with ₦1 million. And in my head, like, just to help people drop a post, $1 million. It's all right. I think this is business, you know. But in the middle of the business, I also found out that a lot of businesses are trying to strive. They cannot. So the best way I can help is use my page. So if a Tunde is getting a 300k from you, I am not giving you for a 300k. I'm probably doing it for you even as low as 50,000. So that's basically what it is. So it's not a function of blogging. It's not a blogging thing.
Okay.
So because you might see some days that I might not even say anything to post, I just say just leave it. So it's not. So if it's blogging, maybe I probably will say blogging is a lifestyle or politics. I'm involved in every part. So me, I'm even very afraid because bro, yesterday some people sent me some content that I cannot post because it will be eating on people that are my persons. So I just told them, yo, I don't do this blogging, so just take it out, you know. So me, I'm just using my page to assist people who need to be seen in music, business, and all that.
Okay. Before we round off, what are your thoughts on Afrobeats right now? What do you think can be done for us to sustain this buzz Afrobeats is getting?
I think Afrobeat has been, but it's just becoming bigger by the day, and there's still a lot of experiments we can make with it. Another thing before I forget is anybody who is doing Afrobeat should be resided in Nigeria, because Afrobeat is the headquarter of Nigeria. Is the headquarter of Afrobeat. You can't be based in America and you're doing Afrobeat from there. See, Afrobeat is us. It's our way of life. It's what we do on a daily, you know. So Afrobeat is just kicking off. Now we already have a spot in the Grammys.
Yeah.
You know. So now Afrobeat is just starting. It's just starting. It's just that few of my colleagues that started it did not make enough like it is right now.
Yes.
But I just want to use this even medium to encourage a whole lot of them. Do not give up. Don't see the number of those youngs that are listening to something, and because of that, you feel like you can't meet that standard. Yo, do your thing.
For example, this K1, people actually thought the K1 brand is more for old people until you did Adeore Okin and the song just...
Yes, and the Adeore Okin, what changed in it? It's still what you hear in the old...
Same Fuji.
Same Fuji, just in place on the Afrobeat. So I don't think anybody should bother about trying to sing like a Rema or an Omale or a Arasta. Don't. Do your thing. It's music. Music is experiment. And lastly, don't forget that once your music can communicate with one person, it can communicate with 1 million. Once your music can communicate with just 2, it can communicate with 2 million. So, I never ever think that when you come into the industry, you want to gather a Wizkid fan. I saw some people, the last show David had at TBS, the crowd you had there were not David's crowd alone. They were a crowd of Wiz, Olamide, everybody coming together. It's a small industry and share the same thought. Now, the good thing about music is the fact that it speaks to people differently at different times. There are people that wake up in the morning and play Tope Alabi, and when they get at night, they are playing Oliver the Coke.
Or Tiwa Savage. Blend of Tope Alabi and Tiwa Savage.
So basically, that's it.
Oh, great. Well, thank you, K Solo, for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it greatly.
I've known him for years, but we're actually meeting for the first time. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I wish you the best, and we're here to support your brand anytime.
Thank you so much. I'll be doing a lot. This is like, at times I feel like the hours of the days is not enough for me to do some stuff, you know. But in the real sense of it, thanks so much for the support.
Bless you, sir. Thanks for coming. So that's been the show for today. I want to appreciate you for watching. Stick around for more insightful content. Bless you.
Conversations with Kenni. It's your boy GT, the guitar man.